What's going on, beautiful people? I'm the Grandmaster, and I also go by D-Ray, bringing you guys the next episode of the Grandmaster's Table. And today is a very, very special one, to me. Today, joining me is my main man, MidPokéMaster. Go and say hi, my man.
What's up, guys?
So today is going to be a day for us to be able to dive into the life of the PokéMaster himself. So if you guys are excited for this episode, do me a massive favor, smash that thumbs up button. And if you're new, do me a second favor, hit the subscribe button. Turn on post notifications, hit the bell button so you guys get notified every single time I post a new video. And it means a lot to me. It basically tells me that you guys are approving of what I'm doing and it makes it worthwhile. So do me that small little favor. And with all that being said, let's just hop right on into it. Guys, for those who don't know Mid, I'll give you a little bit of a background introduction from my point of view. From the moment I came into the community, he has been the common denominator from all leagues that I've been a part of. He's the hardest working man in the draft league community. A lot of these draft leagues probably wouldn't be functioning at the level that they are without this guy. So for that, my man, I really do appreciate you.
Bro, that means a lot, because honestly, it feels like I just kind of sit there and just kind of talk crap. That honestly means a lot.
So, hey, sometimes that it's super needed because it keeps everything spicy.
Yeah, that's true.
So Mid is actually the commissioner of the APA Academy. So if you guys have been living under a rock and haven't seen the previous episodes of the Grandmaster's Table, in which we have spoken to not only Panther 2, but as well as Miticus. I'll leave a link down in the description below for those podcasts so you can check those out. But we have the D-League division of the APA Academy, and Mid basically completely runs the show. He's the one that gets everybody together. He's the one that organizes everything. He's the one that takes care of all the graphics for all the coaches and keeps us all in line. So Mid is a super huge, very important, crucial person to us in this draft league. So if you guys are excited for the APA Academy, don't forget to make sure you tune in to us this coming Saturday. We're gonna have the live draft stream. Mid, you're participating in the APA Academy, right?
Yeah, I'm the only, I think, like, admin person still in Academy.
Nice. Yeah, the reason for that, if you guys have also been keeping up with the APA as a whole, Jason, our good friend, he has been promoted over to the APA main roster. So since he's left us, Mid has been the last remaining admin standing, which is phenomenal. That we're glad that we have him for sure. And then Mid, how long have you been in the draft community? What's your history?
It's almost been 3 years.
Wow, been that long, really?
Yeah, it's been about 2 years and 10 months.
2 years, 10 months. Lay us with the resume. Which leagues have you been in so far?
Honestly, I don't really remember a lot of, like, my beginning leagues because they were just like a bunch of random leagues. I started, like, off the GBA website, like a lot of people do. You know, just see random leagues on there. And, like, I just randomly joined one, made some friends, just kept going. And then I got into this league called EBT. It's, like, no longer a thing, but it was, like, my first real, like, big league. I was in Division 3. There was, like, a bunch of cool people in it. Like, a bunch of, like, good showdown players that I didn't really know at the time. Looking back on it, I was super lucky to get into even Division 3 of it. I even uploaded to, like, Week 4 of it. And it was, like, just a really big deal to me at the time, thinking I was, like, somewhat good at Mons. Like, that was the first time I had ever made playoffs, was in that league. So, like, it was a big deal to me. Unfortunately, I lost round 1, but ever since then, I just kept going. I joined this league off of Twitter called NSTL, which had people like, I brought Zombie into it, which you know.
Mm-hmm.
There's people, I met just a bunch of people through it, and, like, that league's still going strong. We rebranded to the PTL, the Pokemon Tri League, because you have 3 divisions. And currently we're on, I believe, Season 4, so, like, I'm 5 season strongs in that. And I've been playing that league for almost 2 years. And it's just like, just playing that league kept me motivated, kept me uploading. And then, you probably don't know this, but at one point, it was either during APA Season 4 or a little bit after it, that Panther and General Tar Heel created a side league called the PBL, called the Pseudo Battle League. And it was kind of like the ABL, the APA kind of like knockoff league ran by them. And I met so many people through there. Like I met Panther, obviously, General Tar Heel. I talked to Kelly under the radar a little bit there. There were so many cool people there, and Panther saw that I was a pretty decent coach, so he invited me into the APA Showdown server before like it was like really big as it is now. Like the only thing they had there was APA Showdown, which is APA Classic now.
Mm-hmm.
So just to be invited to that was crazy. So I stayed there for a little bit, just talk. Didn't get in for a while, but I then got on into this league called IBLD League, which is what started me uploading literally every week since then. I've been uploading every week since January of 2019, which is insane. It was ran by my good pal. Yeah, it's insane. This is where I met my good... No, you go ahead.
No, you go for it. Keep going.
So, it was run by my good pal Brendan. He was a great dude. You know him from PCL and NCP.
Mm-hmm.
And I met so many cool people there. I met OP Jellicent, which you probably know.
Uh-huh.
Dr. Slacking, he's in UBL right now, and he was in APA Academy Season 1. Who else was in there? My friend Jack was in there. He's pretty cool. And like, that was the first Wi-Fi league I ever got into and was able to upload. I was also in this league called PMC at the time, which kind of like died halfway through the season, but we kept playing. That's actually my one championship was from PMC, where I had a Tapu Koko Zygarde 50 team, which was insane.
What? Who let you have both those mons on one team?
I don't know. I had first pick, so I grabbed Tapu Koko, and then I waited like 30 picks, and Zygarde 50 was still there.
That's insane. That's incredible.
It's
it's like a different version of the Garchomp Tapu Koko core, but a little bit better in my opinion.
Oh yeah, I loved it. And I had so much fun with that league, even though like everybody stopped uploading it and just became more for fun. It was just a lot of fun. I beat somebody called the Verd, which is like considered one of the best draft league players there was when he still played.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got into APA Academy. Panther promoted me to commissioner through John Jr. and Obo, telling him I was like good at Mons and whatever because I was their friend from NCP.
Just slid right in there.
Yeah, I slid right in. and it's basically where I am now. I've played through about to be 3 seasons of APA Academy. I've played in numerous leagues, and it's just been a really fun ride.
Guys, the reason why I wanted
3 years.
That's insane, guys. The reason why I wanted to have him go through the history of what Mid's been through in regards to the draft league scene is that this is probably one of the most decorated draft league players that I've probably come across ever since I came in. I was a spectator last year, and then once I decided to start YouTube and get involved with these people, I've noticed Mid from the beginning because he's a common denominator in a lot of leagues that I used to watch on YouTube. So if you guys are looking for quality battle content, I will for sure leave a link down in the description with his YouTube channel. Like he said, he's going to be participating in the APA Academy. And is there any other leagues that you're going to be playing in pretty soon?
NCP starting, I believe, the week after AP Academy, so I'll be in that. I will be doing APA main analyst work this season. Top place, like each week. Coaches will send me like what they think was like a top play from their battle, and I'll like go over it, do top 5 plays of the week.
Nice.
I'll probably, I might upload another Showdown League. I might upload VBL Minors. I'm not 100% yet. But other than that, that's pretty much what I'm going to be uploading for the next few months.
So the content coming, guys, is going to be pretty solid. If you guys are interested in getting into the draft league scene, Mid is the way to go for sure. So make sure you check him out. When did you start uploading on YouTube? When did you actually get this going? When did you become consistent on the platform?
I really became consistent, like I said before, with IBLD League. Like I uploaded like NSTO, which is what I said what got me really into uploading.
Mm-hmm.
Like actually like fully uploading a league. But then I took a few months break because it was like sophomore year. I got into like a bunch of AP classes, so I had to take those seriously at first because I'd never been in AP classes before. Then January I wanted to start uploading again because I missed it. And yeah, just since January of 2019 I've uploaded literally 1 video a week since then, nonstop.
Yeah, consistency is key.
Yeah, between it being league matches, Wi-Fi battles. I don't think I've done a Showdown Live, but I think I've recorded a few, but just never uploaded them. Just trying to upload as much as possible. I yeah, it's just gotta keep going on the grind.
That segues into my next question. So, in the personal life outside of YouTube, what is it that you do? You said that you're in school, right? You're the young cub of the group, right?
Yeah, I'm only 17. I'm still a junior in high school.
That's impressive, guys. If you guys don't know the time that it takes to really do Pokemon in regards to being a Pokemon YouTuber and putting out content for people to watch and be entertained by, it's really time consuming, not only to schedule the matches with other coaches, to get the matches done, and then there's the whole other technical aspect of it, of editing a video, making sure that it looks good, actually putting it on the platform, and then sending it off to you guys. It's really time consuming, so I respect you for making the time to do that. The commitment is for sure paying off. Do you have any other things that you like to do outside of YouTube and school that's outside your personal life?
See, I really don't do much else because I spend so much time on YouTube and stuff. Like, all my other friends do like sports, so like we don't hang out super often. But it's like I just do a lot of schoolwork, and then I spend a lot of time on YouTube trying to come up with ideas, updating graphics, just trying to get things set up here and there for little things that go on behind the works. Like, I try to update my personal graphics every so often. I'm starting to actually learn Photoshop. It's like I don't have to spend, I don't know how much more money on John Jr. to do my graphics.
Yeah, John's literally plastered all over the community, so I'm sure that it's going to be a tough band-aid for him to pull off once you pull off on your own.
Yeah.
What part of the country do you live in?
So I live really not that far from John Jr. I literally live 2 hours from him. I live in Eastern Kentucky, so it's like the opposite side of Louisville. So we really don't have much around here. It's just like a bunch of corn and just like fast food restaurants. It's kind of like small town vibe, only like 30,000 people, which sounds like a lot, but it really isn't if you think about it.
It isn't. It's we've actually been, my wife and I have been talking about moving more towards where you guys are, which is like the middle eastern part of the country, because we've been in San Diego for all our lives, and sometimes the heavy overcrowding gets a little bit much, and then there's a peaceful aspect to being over by just the cornfields and then walking out of your house and just listening to the wind blow. That doesn't happen here. I do live in like a country-ish side of San Diego, but there's people all over the place. So do you like living out there?
I really do. I like having space between houses, just enough to do your own thing. Like, we don't have like much space between like our houses, but it's like enough to where you feel comfortable doing your own thing every day. Sometimes it's nice, like you said, just to be able to go outside and it be just like quiet and calm, not having to hear just like a bunch of cars outside. Just the one downfall is that there's nothing to do.
Yeah, that's the one thing that we always go back to, is that we could go downtown, we can go to the clubs, we can go to the movies, we can go bowling. There's something close by. That's the one thing that we talked about. Like, oh man, if we go to somewhere else, then oof. See,
there's literally 3 things to do in my town. You can go bowling, you can go to the movie theater, or you can go roller skating. If you want to go do anything else, you have to drive like an hour away.
Or you could do YouTube, like what we do. Basically.
Exactly what I do.
So I want to ask you the same question that I like to ask every guest that comes on, because it's the most intricate and it could be the most interesting thing about any Pokemon YouTuber. If you were to be given one Pokemon, and this can be for any reason, it could be competitive wise, it could be because you love it aesthetically. If someone were to say, hey, you're gonna get one Pokemon to have, what is your absolute favorite of all time?
It's literally Chimchar. There's no doubt in my mind. It's what got me into Pokemon. I was just scrolling through TV one day, Cartoon Network came on, and it was a battle between Ash and Paul. And I remember just seeing Chimchar just go at it, evolve into Monferno. I just thought that was the coolest thing ever.
I remember that episode.
And it really got me into Pokemon, and I've just been obsessed with it ever since. I have like so many different Chimchar plushes around my room just because they're so rare, and it's just cool to see them randomly I'll see them at Walmart and I'm like, I gotta get this.
That's cool. So would you say mostly because it's that one time you connected to the anime?
Yeah, that's really what it is. It just connected me to the anime. Basically, actually been a part of my life for 10 years now, which is insane to think.
It is. So Chimchar, huh? Is it? Why isn't that you haven't made that one of your mascots yet?
Just because it's hard to fit into a team name. It's just really weird because it doesn't really fit in with like other animal names. Kind of like how Torcats does with Wildcats.
That's true. That's
like,
true.
The only Chimchar team name I've ever seen is the San Diego Chimchargers, which is really clever by Envy's part.
That's what I was going to say next, is that we need to have some kind of one day we'll come up with some kind of clever nickname for a team for you, and then we'll hit up Envy, and you guys can throw down for who gets the right to have Chimchar as the mascot, and then we'll platform that everywhere. We'll send tickets and sell them for admission. That'll be a good game.
That'd be crazy.
So we are mixed up with a lot of really big names on YouTube, like John Jr., like OG Albina that has now moved on to the APA main roster. Who would you say is your absolute favorite person that you've ever played in the Draft League game?
See, that's really tough because there's like a bunch of people that I've fought that I really enjoyed their battles. But I've fought like hundreds of people at this point, so it's hard to remember every single person. And but
is
like
there one
honestly,
that like has like stuck with you?
See, it would almost have to be Zombie. He's been one of my closest friends since I ever got into Mons. We've just had so many different battles, and I've enjoyed almost every single one of them. There's one battle that sticks out of my mind, and it was NSTL, which is the league I keep bringing up, where we played in call, and it was the first time, it's the only time I've ever been in call with him. And it was my Tangrowth out against his Excadrill. Like, he clicks like Z X's or something, and I live on 1. And he literally had barely talked throughout the entire battle. And as soon as I lived on 1 and I killed his Excadrill, he just said the F word, and I just thought that was the funniest thing at the time. And we still talk about it to this day just because of how random and funny that was.
Zombie, for those who don't know, is one of our good friends that is one of the admins and a co-commissioner to the NCP that works with John Jr. So he is going to be participating in the NCP as well. So a big shout out to Zombie. That mid, for those who, Zombie, if you didn't know, that you're his number 1 in draft so far. So that's pretty cool.
So it's crazy. Me and him have almost known each other for, I believe, like, I have to think about this. I think I've known him for 2 years at this point.
That's a while.
And we've talked almost daily since then.
Well, that's cool. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah, we've been like longtime friends. We met each other like when we both first started. We've just been in countless leagues together.
That's sweet, man. So I'm gonna segue into this morning. I actually sent out a tweet and I asked the community to go ahead and throw a couple questions at my man Mid, and I'm gonna entertain a couple of these that I've sent on here because I see that one of these people has made a big effort and he typed a whole essay on here. So shout out to Aaron Aaron 2420. He's gonna ask you if you, I'll rephrase it. He asked you if you truly think that you have what it takes to win the APA Academy this season, and if you do, why?
I don't think I can win, but I think I can pick up a good fight. I feel like I've advanced so much since APA Season 1. Started off a little rocky in Academy Season 2, but once I got going with my Mega Mewtwo X. And just between now and then, I think I've improved so much as a content creator, as a person, and as a battler. And I just think my team may not be the greatest, but it's what I'm comfortable with. And my schedule's pretty tough this season.
Yeah.
But I think I really have a good chance at making playoffs and making a deep run this season.
I think that's probably the number one attribute that you have to do to any Pokemon draft, is that you always want to pick Pokemon that you're comfortable with. You never really want to fully step out of your comfort zone because you have to find out how to play specific mons, see how you mesh with them, all that jazz. So if you get into a league that you truly feel like you have the opportunity to win, the best way to go is to get Pokemon that you're comfortable with 100%.
Yeah, that's why I do like so many different side leagues, because I want to try out so many different Pokemon and try to get comfortable with them. Try out some new stuff that I haven't used before and see if like they fit my play style. And that's how I've fallen in love with so many different Pokemon.
That's exactly what I was saying when I did my first pilot of the Grandmaster's table. Is that one thing that I did also is that when we have all these leagues coming into before Wi-Fi, like the UPO, the APA Classic, the BBR, that's your commission league, and then the NCP Stratus. All those leagues allow us to try out different Pokemon before we get into the serious leagues where we have to upload this and then get super competitive. Is there a Pokemon that you've fallen in love with this generation so far?
It would honestly have to be Necrozma. Like, I know it was here before, but I never really liked it before, but I had an APA Classic, and I had got like 20 kills with it in 12 weeks. Which is something that's insane to me for something I never really liked before, just kind of picked it up for rocks. It's just something I truly love now, with it being defensive enough to take a hit and get a weakness policy up, and then set up an autotomize and just sweep from that point is amazing to me.
Yeah, Necrozma is the Swiss Army knife for sure. I would suggest that since Mew is going to be banned in most draft leagues, that Necrozma may actually be better because it does a lot of the same stuff. Doesn't necessarily learn every TM and TR, but they do a lot of the same things, but it's so much bulkier and the ability just helps it so much more.
It really does. I have Mew in like a pre-home league, so it doesn't have like Rooster soft boiled. And it has like 12 kills in 8 weeks just because I can set up an SD or a rock polish and just sweep from that point.
Yeah, the setup variant is what changes the game for sure. Did you, since the new generation came out, what's your thoughts on it so far in regards to competitive?
I honestly don't think it's super competitively viable at the moment. It just feels like everything's just kind of bland and boring. There's not much creativity. It feels like some of these mons just have like 1 or 2 sets and you can't really do anything else with them. It's like it's kind of boring to watch and play with, but like once DLCs come out, and like I heard they might be bringing move tutors back in them, I think it'll be so much more fun.
Yeah, from what's being leaked, supposedly, right? Because we're still we're in March, right? And all this stuff is quote unquote leaked, and all this stuff, whether or not if it's someone trying to grab attention or if they really have inside information, if we really do get the stuff that gets leaked out, the metagame is going to completely shift. So would you say that around this time, which is March, right after home, would you say that it's a better meta than it was at the end of Generation 7 or worse?
It's hard to say that because at the end of Gen 7, I was so burnt out and so many other people were. But I'm just glad Z-moves were gone. I didn't like having that one big nuke that you couldn't, like, you could somewhat prep against, but it was really hard to. But it's like I like them both for different reasons. I like Gen 7 because there were so many different mons, and you could draft a different team so many different ways. Well, with Gen 8, it's really refreshing just getting to use new mons again and getting rid of the burnout. But it's just hard to play sometimes when it's just the same. You bring the same Pokemon and moves every single week.
Yeah, so that puts us into the next thing, is the mechanic, right? So Generation 7, we got Z moves like you mentioned, and then we had the Mega Evolutions. But now that we have Dynamax and Gigantamax, would you say that it really truly is overpowered for Draft League?
Oh, I really believe it is, because in GDL, which was sorry about that, was 6-foot Haxes and AA around 2-4-20s league they both co-owned. We had a Dynamax user that was tier 5 only, and mine was Greedent, and I don't know how many kills it picked up. Just because I could Dynamax and just be able to kill. I never set up SD. It'd be like raw, like max strikes, max quakes, and just the double HP really is what makes it unbearable.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword, right? It gives you, there's the opinions that, yeah, Pokemon that don't necessarily have any viability in regards to being competitive gives it that chance and that edge, but it gets to the point where it gets a little bit overpowering, because like you said, Greedent, yeah, it's bulky, yeah, the cheek pouch ability is pretty cool, but at the end of the day, it's still a Greedent, and the move pool is trash, for the most part, and then given
it has actually a pretty decent move pool.
Does it really?
It gets like Seed Bomb, Fire Fang, Earthquake, Crunch, Psychic Fangs. It can hit about almost everything about neutrally.
Well, there you go. That's more than I knew. I never had the chance to pick up Greedent. I never really was attracted to it. So the fact that you put work in with it with Dynamax says a lot. So would you say that you're pro or against Dynamax?
Oh, I'm 100% against Dynamax. If you would have seen, if you've watched Ogle in GDL at all with his Kingler, This is a little. We fought week 8, and he literally got 6 kills with it just because once he got to a +2 sword stance with a life orb plus Dynamax, literally everything on my team got one shot just because it's that overpowered.
Yeah, so shout out to OG Albina and his Kingler of the GDL. I believe it's the kill leader in that league right now, right?
Oh yeah, I got it. So I believe week 8's over at this point. I didn't make playoffs, but I believe it had 21 kills by the end of the season with an 8-week season.
That's insane. That just puts the Dynamax mechanic just in perspective for those. If you never thought that a Kingler was a threat, now in Generation 8, OG Albina has proven that Kingler is a threat.
Yeah, it's insane. And it's mainly just because of Dynamax, just because they can take so many hits and it boosted its attack damage.
That's crazy. So Mid, the floor is yours, my man. Is there anything that you want to plug coming soon to your channel? Is there anything that you want to say to the people real quick?
I mean, not really. I've discussed everything that's coming to my channel soon. BBR Wi-Fi will be starting in, I believe, June. We'll be drafting in May. Still inviting coaches, so if there's anybody you would want to see in it, you should comment down below. We already have a pretty decent roster so far, looking to invite some big names. Like, I've invited Invivid Color, Leo, Randy HLD, and it's just looking like it's going to be a good time.
Yeah, so we had mentioned a little bit before, but my man MidPokéMaster is the commissioner and the owner of the BBR. Can you explain to them what the acronym stands for?
So it was originally kind of like a meme name because PGP, which was like the APA like DPL kind of deal, like it was like an 8-man Wi-Fi league in Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, and this league dropped out before the season started. So like there were 7 Wi-Fi leagues already in. There was no other decently sized Wi-Fi league that they could accept. So man, there was like, there's these group of people that want to play. Do you want to be in charge of them? And I was like, sure, because I wanted to play. So like it was like me, Hacker Killer, Ollie, I can't remember who else, Bloodcrawler, Jack aka Gray, and like Killaboom, who was also known as King Bub. We just had we had 8 people, and it was just a fun season. We were just a group of unknown people that didn't mean anything to other leagues, but we ended up being first place in the league, like in the regular season by the end of it, 6-1, only losing to NCP. We even beat APA, which was insane considering their roster. But then we lost first round of playoffs to APA, which was sad, but to think that we made playoffs and first overall in the league after it was insane. So then, of course, I had to make it a Wi-Fi league, make it one last hurrah before Ultra Sun, before Sword and Shield came out. So I created BBR, which is the Breejex Battle Royale. We were called the Breejex. And I just thought Battle Royale was just kind of funny. But now it's changed to Breejex Battle Rumble.
Breejex Battle Rumble, that's catchy. So make sure you guys check that out. That's going to be coming, like he said, in May. There's going to be some big names coming, so it's going to be one of those up-and-coming leagues. You're not going to want to miss it. So, Mid, thanks so much for hanging out with me, my man. Is there anything else you want to say when our closing thoughts?
Not really, but thank you for inviting me. I had a great time.
Thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it. Guys, if you guys haven't already, like I said before, I will leave a link down in the description below to my man Mid's Twitter and his YouTube. Make sure you drop a follow and hit the subscribe button over at his channel. You're not going to regret it. There's some great competitive content over there, and he's a veteran in the Draft League community, so I'm really happy that he had the time to sit down with me here at the Grandmaster's table. I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did, like I said, make sure you hit the thumbs up button. With all that being said, we're going to get the heck up out of here. Have a great rest of your night, and above all else, be nice. Peace.